Pregnancy, Disability, and Women's Decisions, an 8-part series on pregnancy and pregnancy decisions. Part 3, Talking with Others About Pregnancy.
It can be hard to find others to talk to who understand what it's like to be pregnant and have your type of disability.
There are a lot of support groups and classes out there for pregnant women, but I found most of them very alienating in the same way that other neurotypical social events are alienating. They're based on a set of assumptions about what your brain and body can do and what you want out of pregnancy and childbirth that may not apply to you. Also, a lot of the advice for pregnant women is based on this idea of building the perfect baby, and if you don't follow the rules, if you don't eat or drink or take the medication or don't take the medication or exercise, if you don't do exactly what we say, then the threat is that your baby might be born damaged. And you pick that apart, and it's really all about fear of disability and the idea that the worst thing in the world would be to bring a disabled baby into the world. I found all of those messages very stressful to be around, and the best thing for me was to just stay away from it. The best support that I found was online. If there are disability-related resources in your area, then that might be an option, but I found the conventional stuff not helpful to me at all, and so I stayed away from it.
Not all women may have the same type of bad experience as Sarah with pregnancy support groups, but some might. Try to find pregnancy support groups that are respectful of your values and needs. It's okay to leave a group that isn't working for you. It can be good for any woman to talk through pregnancy decisions with other people, but it can also be hard for some women to find people they can trust to talk to about pregnancy. Here are names of resources or types of people you could talk to. You could talk to anyone at Planned Parenthood. You could call 211, a national hotline for connecting people with resources, and they could give some advice on who to connect with. You could talk to another woman in a support group you may belong to, either in person or online. You could talk with your social worker, case manager, personal assistant, or any other social service provider. You could talk with any healthcare provider, like your doctor, nurse practitioner, or gynecologist. And of course, if you have a trusted friend or trusted family member, you can talk with them. Whether or not you find other women to connect with, at some point you'll probably need to talk with someone about your pregnancy or pregnancy decisions. Sometimes people react well, and sometimes they react badly. It can take courage to speak up.
I was afraid to tell my parents about my first pregnancy. I was only 22 years old and I was still in college. I was especially afraid of what my father would think or say. I was also afraid of what my husband's parents might think. It turned out that everyone was very excited and ended up spoiling our baby, very much so.
Sometimes people can have a bad response when you look female, but you say you don't have, don't want, or don't like children. I've had less of a bad response, though, as the years have gone by and women's rights have improved. Don't feel like you have to be a mother or even like children in order to be a woman or a whole person. Make up your own mind and be yourself. This decision is too important to let anyone or anybody else make it for you. I'm proud that I made my own decision, and I'm proud that I'm in control of my own life.
There can be surprising good responses too. When we ask women with intellectual disability and autistic women to tell us their pregnancy stories, a lot of them told us about positive reactions. Sometimes talking to trusted people can be an important part of figuring out your own decisions.
My mom jumped up in the air and would not stop jumping off the walls because she was excited she was going to be a grandmother.
For the father of the baby, his side of the family, he's an only child, and his mother didn't have any grandkids, so she was more than excited to be getting babies.
I finally go to my dad and I said, "Dad, I'm pregnant." I said, "Dad, you're going to be a grandpa." "What? I'm going to be a grandpa?" I said, "Yeah, I'm pregnant. I'm 3 months pregnant." "Oh, what?" He was like, "Congratulations. That just made my day."
The Pregnancy and Support Services for Women with Developmental Disabilities Project is supported by National Institutes of Health Grant Number 1R21 HD 078830. The views expressed in these videos are those of the authors and do not necessarily represent the views of the NIH. The principal investigator was Mary Oshwald. Other team members included Andy Joyce, Annie Wallington, Christina Nicolaitis, Dora Raymaker, Alicia Askenazi, Kaki Marino, Marianne McCammon, Michelle Berlin, Phoenix Lomas, Sherry Osborne, and Sonia Sizemore. These videos are copyrighted to Portland State University, 2016.